You know that feeling when something just doesn't add up, but no one else seems to notice. Maybe you walked into a room and forgot why. Maybe you had déjà vu so strong it felt like you were reliving a moment. Or maybe, just for a second, you noticed a reality glitch, and then it was gone. Or maybe you remember something that doesn't exist anymore. You swear there was a store on that corner, but now, nothing. Or even weirder, you know for a fact that lot was empty, but suddenly there's a coffee shop there, like it's always been. We brush it off, call it weird, and move on. But what if those moments weren't just tricks of the brain? What if they were cracks in something bigger, something we were never meant to notice? Now here's where it gets weird. What if scientists have already found proof that reality isn't what we think it is? The deeper we look into reality, the stranger it gets. In the tiniest building blocks of the universe, inside quantum mechanics, scientists have found something unnatural. Code, but not just any code. But actual error-correcting code, the same kind that modern computers use to fix glitches. It's like reality is self-correcting. James Gates, a physicist at the University of Maryland, discovered something insane. Deep in the equations of supersymmetry, he found self-correcting computer code embedded in the fabric of the universe. But here's the thing. Nature doesn't just accidentally generate error-correcting code. Computers do. And if our universe is running on a system that's designed to correct its own glitches, then what exactly is it correcting? And more importantly, who wrote the code? Now let's ask the real question. If scientists have already found hints that reality isn't real, do you really think they'd tell us? Think about it. Governments classify information all the time. It took decades for the public to learn about secret projects like MKUltra, where they ran mind control experiments on their own citizens. Even when the public found out, it wasn't because the government wanted us to know. It was because of a mistake. Boxes of classified files were accidentally released during a routine request. And what was inside? Proof that for decades they secretly drugged and experimented on people to try and control their minds. And if they were willing to do that in secret, what else could they be hiding? For years they called UFOs a conspiracy. Then suddenly, they didn't deny it anymore. They admitted there were unexplained aerial phenomena, objects they couldn't identify, moving in ways that defied physics. Not because they wanted to, but because too much leaked footage forced their hand. Now let's take this one step further. What if someone inside the system already figured out that reality is artificial? What if they tried to tell the world and then they disappeared? Alright, let's play devil's advocate. Maybe you're thinking, come on, if we were in a simulation, someone would have proved it by now. But here's the thing, what if they already have? Take the Fermi paradox. Scientists have spent decades trying to figure out why, in a universe this massive, we've never detected intelligent alien life. Some say we're alone. Others say we just haven't looked in the right places. But a third possibility? We're not supposed to find anything because we're inside a simulation that's designed to keep us isolated. And here's where it gets even crazier. Think about our own technology. Video game worlds have boundaries, limits edges you're not supposed to reach. What if the universe has those too? In fact, scientists already suspect there's a resolution limit to the fabric of space itself, as if the deeper we look, the more we run into a wall, like the pixels of a screen. Why would a real universe have a maximum resolution? And if skeptics say, well, that's just how physics works, then they're proving our point. Because what they're really saying is, That's just the way the system is programmed. Alright, maybe you're still not convinced. But let's forget the science for a second. Let's talk about something you might have experienced yourself. Those moments when reality just doesn't make sense. Ever gone somewhere and somehow arrived way faster than possible? You check the time, double check your steps, but it doesn't add up. A 40-minute walk in 10 minutes. A trip that should take an hour, done in half the time. It's not just forgetfulness. Pilots, drivers, even astronauts have reported missing time that can't be explained. And if reality was just raw physics, shouldn't time always move forward at the same rate? Or maybe you've seen something that shouldn't be there. A street, a shop, a building that you swear existed, only to find it never did. Some people have walked through entire areas that vanished the next day. Did they imagine it? Or did reality just reset? Then, there are those days when everything feels too perfect. Like the world is adjusting itself around you. Every light turns green. Every conversation flows perfectly. Or maybe the opposite. Every obstacle lining up just right to keep you from getting somewhere. Almost like a script is being followed. Almost like a program running just beneath the surface. Alright, let's assume, just for a moment, that this really is a simulation. That time glitches, reality resets, and scripted moments aren't just coincidences. They're part of the system. The next question is, who's behind it? Some say it's advanced beings, so far beyond us that our entire existence is just an experiment. A simulation running on some incomprehensible supercomputer. Others think it's us. That humanity, thousands of years in the future, created this simulation to study the past. Or maybe, even to escape a dead world. But here's the version that might scare you the most. What if no one is running it? What if the simulation has been running so long that its original creators are gone? A forgotten program, running endlessly, with no one left to pull the plug. So, if this is a simulation, what does that mean for us? For some, it's terrifying. The idea that nothing is real, that we're just lines of code running on an unseen machine. But for others, it's freeing, because if this is a simulation, that means nothing is set in stone. It means the rules can be bent. The limits we think we have, maybe they don't really exist. Maybe reality is more flexible than we've ever realized. And if that's true, then what else is possible? Some may call it crazy. We call it curiosity. Every breakthrough starts with someone questioning the unquestionable. What if we're wrong? What if we're right? Stay curious, stay bold, and never stop questioning. Because that's how progress begins. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time on Misty Q Time.